Back to the Jackets' nest, 3-0 Dogs at the end of one. Let's say hello to the 1993 Heisman Trophy winner, Charlie Ward Jr., who's sitting at home. And also congratulate, let's see here. I guess that's Great Attitudes for Hair that have picked up themselves $250 worth of free advertising from WTUF. 3-0, a tremendous defensive stand. The defense did their job. Now the offense faced with a 3rd and 2. Joey, we need to convert.
Oh, we certainly do. And that last play we ran was a good play to offset their big pursuit.
3rd and 2 now. We'll be moving toward the highway. We've got it spotted on top of the 20, well, actually the 26. We've got to get to the 28. 3-0 Dogs. As Ricky will be bringing them up. Give that defense a world of credit, but we need to do it here. Ricky brings them up. Cooksey and Clark behind him. Miranda wide left. Duran right. Ricky may be changing the play here. Looks a 7-man front over. Everybody moves and jumps. Everybody moved and jumps, and I think it's going to be on us.
I don't think there's any doubt it's going to be on us.
Big penalty there, because that'll make a 3rd and 2, a 3rd and 7, and boy, that one hurts. Tony Herring down there changing the play may have confused some folks.
It certainly did, because that was a real painful one in the most important offensive series so far this, or offensive play so far this game. We've got to convert here and set some type of offensive momentum.
3rd and 7, now the ball on the 20.5. Big play here, but no mistakes, please, as Ricky with Miranda left. Spud right, 2 men behind him. He's going to take a drop straight back. Look, run over here to Corey, dropped. It falls in front of him. He underthrew the ball, and it's incomplete, and it's 3rd down and about 7.
We had Jamaica Ivy streaking over here all along. Nobody saw him.
And again, from deep in his own territory, Jamaica Ivy forced into a punting situation. What a big penalty that was. 3-0 Dogs. Jamaica again will be basically with his back to the goal line. Sean Johnson standing on his 48 again. Jamaica standing on his 8 again as the Dogs have the line loaded up. No mistakes here. Waiting for the snap. There it is. It's good. Jamaica gets it. Gets his foot up under it. Good kick. Sean Johnson at the 45 takes it. It fumbles it. It's on the ground. He jumps on it, though. And there's a flag down there. There's a flag down there. There's a flag at the 45, and I don't know what they might call there.
Nobody was close enough to him that they can't call that penalty.
I don't know what they might call. They may call some sort of interference penalty, is what I'm guessing here. But there was the guy that came close to him, Tony, appeared like he was being pushed into him.
Certainly did. If they do call that, it looks like there's a lot of discussion on the penalty, but it looks like he was pushed into him, and it wouldn't have been an intentional get into his space too much.
Let's see what we've got. A big discussion there at the 40-yard line. 11:43 in the second quarter. 3-0 Dogs. And they may have some sort of penalty against the Dogs here for an illegal push in the back, because the man that came closest to Sean was being pushed from behind for about 10 yards. Yes, a clip against the Dogs. And what a huge penalty that is. Joey, this is eating me up.
It's eating me up too. I'm real nervous.
The Dogs controlled that first quarter, and you got to give them a world of credit, because they came out and they really established themselves with that first drive. But that Jacket defense, Tony on that block kick, unbelievable.
Yeah, we had talked about that and had a good wise caller that called in Thursday night that said it may come into a special team, and she felt like a block kick would be the difference for the Jackets, and is what will help them win the game. We certainly hope her call holds to be true.
I don't know what the discussion is down there. Paul Miranda coming to the sidelines to explain it to Coach Harper. It may, I don't know what it might be. Could it be a first down possibly? Could that be something that happened before the ball was kicked or something?
Before the change of possession.
And it may be a first down. What a huge turn of events that could be, Tony Herring.
Let me tell you, if we ever needed it, we needed it right then. A real fortunate call for the Jackets. Missed a bullet, but we'll take it.
I have no idea what could be the case, but they're going to move it down to the 35, and the Jackets will still hold on to the ball. Coach George Bobo wanting to talk to an official over there on the dog side of things. I don't know, but we'll take it. At our 35 1/4 yard line with 11:43 to go in the first half. Ricky now with 2 men left. Jamaica wide right. Corey and Johnny behind him. 5-man front for the Dogs. Ricky looks it over. He's going to take it this time. Johnny up the middle, hit by those backers and 8 up in there. No gain. Oh, he hit a brick wall.
That was Fred Hill, number 63, was the main one in there.
Those linebackers are brick tough, and they did not budge 1 inch.
We've got to get somebody and some linemen out there on them to kind of slow them down or knock their feet out from under them.
Give Johnny a pickup of half a yard. It'll be 2nd down, 9.5 from the 40 3/4 yard line instead of the 40 1/4. Ricky will bring him up. Spud left. Duran right. Corey and Cooksey behind him. 4-man front. Ricky is going to take it this time. Drop back. Look, throw it down the field. Jamaica over his head, incomplete there at the 46-yard line, and he was open.
Sure was. Number 3, Sean Johnson, kind of cut in front of him. I thought kind of tripped him up a little bit.
Well, again, inadvertent contact possibly. No, that's not a flag. That's some sort of rag down there.
No, I was just pointing at Deron Andrews over here all by himself. I don't know if the defender was near him, but I think he was open.
3rd down and 9, and boy, is the Dog defense sending a message. Tony Herring, they are shutting us down.
They certainly are. Those linebackers, if you'll notice, are being shaded shading right to the back of those tackles, and it's real hard for our linemen to get to them, and they're quick enough to read the back coming inside and shutting them down inside.
Big down against this incredible Thomasville defense, 3rd and 9.5. Ricky with 2 men left, a man right, 2 men behind him. He's going to take it, drop straight back. Look, run it. He's to the 45. He's to the 50. He's to the 45, to the 40, the 35, the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Did he get in? He's at the half-yard line. Ricky Stacy.
But he took number 3 with him those last 5 yards. Number 2 was Sean Johnson was trying to push him out of bounds, but he barely got him out.
There's a flag down there. Ricky with the stiff arm may have grabbed a face mask, Tony Herring. I'm guessing there. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see him grab a face mask whatsoever.
Let's see what we've got here. The Jackets backing up. They act like they're going to be backing up, but there are 2 flags on the play. Let's see. Waiting for the call here. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Jackets. And that'll back us up from the half-yard line down to about the 16. But anyway, you cut it, a huge play from Ricky Stacy.
It sure was. He just took a step back to pass, and the middle was wide open. He just took off and split all the defenders in the middle.
Tony Herring, I have absolutely no idea what that could have been called for.
I couldn't see any where he's coming from with unsportsmanlike conduct. But I tell you, that was a real mature play by Ricky. The offensive line really did a good job of opening up the pocket, and Ricky saw it and went right through the middle, and he hit that perfect looking gear.
Down at their 16 is where they'll spot it. 1st and 10 from there, and we'll take it. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather have it at the half, but it's better than what we've been doing. Ricky with Miranda right, Duran left, Corey and Cooksey behind him. Now another discussion down there amongst the officials. I don't know what could be happening down there.
I guess they want to make sure they get the play right before they run another one.
Long discussion. 10:34 in this first half, 3-0 Dogs. Down there at their 15.5-yard line, and still all sorts of talking amongst the Zebras there at the 15.5. And now I guess they'll let them play. Ricky will bring them up. Again, Duran left, Miranda right. Cooksey and Clark behind it. 5-man front for the Dogs. Moving toward the highway. Ricky is going to take it this time. Go to Corey, spinning around and 8 up after a pickup of about 4 down there. He gets down to about the 18-yard line.
Big number 64, Shannon Monroe, there on the tackle.
Corey spinning, fighting for everything he could get. And a great run. Actually give him 3. They'll give him 3. It'll be 2nd down, about 7 down there at the 17.5-yard line.
13.
Oh, that's right, 13. Forgive me, Joey. Trying to keep my wits here. Corey fighting and scrapping for everything in there. Our backs do not know the meaning of the word quit. From there, 14 now. Actually, 13.5. Spud right. Duran left. Cooksey and Clark behind Ricky. Ricky's going to take it this time, try to go. It's a reverse. There's Jamaica to the 10, to the 5. He drives down there to the 5, and he's knocked down, and what a spectacular reverse. We haven't seen it this year at all.
No, we haven't, but it couldn't come at a better time because their defense is so quick and they pursue so well. That's the perfect play to call.
Tony took advantage of that defensive aggressiveness a little bit.
And certainly did. And I tell you what else made that play work. Just like you said, we haven't seen it all year. Coach Bobo wasn't expecting it, and the pursuing defense of the Dogs weren't expecting it either, and that sure showed some payment there.
9:42. Jamaica got out of bounds down there. It's 1st and goal from the 5.5. Now the clock will run. Listen to this Jacket crowd rock as Ricky brings them up. Miranda left, Duran right, Cooksey and Clark behind him. Ricky maybe changing the play here. Looks a 5-man front over. He's going to take it. Who is that? Johnny up the middle, dives down to about the 1.5. He just went right off right guard. Johnny Cooksey up the middle, down to about the 1.5. Spinning and just running over people as he always does.
And I tell you what, Randy, that's the guy I'd give it to down there when you need it.
Perhaps the best running back that's ever worn the blue and gold on this football field. With 9 minutes and counting down in this first half, we're knocking on the door with a sledgehammer now ourselves at their 2, and listen to this crowd. Ricky will bring him up. He's got Spud right, Duran left, Clark and Cooksey behind him. Looks a 6-man front over. No mistakes down here, Ricky. He looks the line over, gives it to Johnny, touchdown! Johnny Cooksey on the right side as the Jackets rock.
That's the safest play we had there, Randy. Just give it to number 22 and let him bowl ahead.
Tony, he knows what to do with it, doesn't he?
He certainly does. And Joey hit it right on the head when he said, if you give it to Cooksey down there, that's the man you want to give it to. He's got sure hands. He's not going to make a mistake, and he'll run over him and take him with him.
Big extra point here. Spud will be doing the holding. Chris Roberts for your kick. Kicking it toward the highway. Say a prayer for him. There's the snap low. Set down, kick up, kick up, kick up. Good! 7-3. Let's take a break on the pride of Thomas County. This is Yellow Jacket football. Ooh.
The running of Ricky Stacy and Johnny Cooksey were the stars of the night in Albany, Georgia, as Thomas County Central took on Monroe. Combined with a tenacious defense, the Jackets put together a thrilling 23-0 shutout of the Tornadoes.
Back to the Jackets' nest, rocking with the Jackets up 7-3 with 8:42 to go in the first half. Tony Herring, you want 6 on the board, give it to 22.
Yes, sir. You can count him all year long. We've been able to do that, Randy. He's just a classy guy all the way around. He knows how to run. He's a good, humble, hard-working mule.
Back deep for the Dogs, number 30, trying to find him on the roster. That's Carlton Denson. And Sean Johnson standing at about the 15. Back down there with him, 49, Shedrick Kinchin. As Jamaica's got it teed up, kicking toward the highway. Gets his foot up under it. Low squibbing thing that hits at the 20, bounces. 49's going to pick it up. Kinchin to the 20, to the 25. He's going to run over there to the right side to the 20. Now he's going to get to the 30, to the 35, and knock down at about the 32-yard line. A lot of running down there to get to the 32, and the Dogs start in pretty good field position. Charles Reese down there. Tony Herring tried to kamikaze him at about the 20 and just went right by him.
Well, that was a missed bullet for him because we have seen Charles Reese absolutely decapitate people on that type of maneuver, but it's some real fast running on his part. He went back across the grain and was able to make something out of nothing. It was a real good run.
Now the Jacket crowd needs to rock to help this defense. 1st and 10 from their own 32.5. Thompson with an eye behind him. 2 men left, 2 men right, 1 man right. 5, 6 men front for the Jackets. Thompson looking it over, maybe changing the play here. As they move, they just stepped. They try to go up the middle, and he's 8 up in the backfield. Keith Williams, as they just just stepped all over the place. There was movement everywhere, and then they snapped the ball and handed it off to him. It may have been a live play, Joey. It may have been a live play.
Oh, it was. They didn't blow it dead, and 29's the one that jumped, and he stopped. And next thing you know, the ball was handed to him, and he had to run.
As the Jackets feeling it just a little bit here. 8:15 in the first half, 7-3. As the defense trying to take control there as they knock Keith Williams down for a loss of 2 yards back to the 31.5. They'll bring him up. Thompson with the eye behind him. Now Danny Jones in there. 2 men wide right. Big Reggie Garland split off left. Did somebody call timeout? The officials called timeout for some reason. I don't know what's wrong down there. Now they'll get the clock started. Thompson again looks a 5-man front over. People split out everywhere, and eye behind him from his own 31. Long count. As they shift again, they're going to try to take the ball, go right up the middle. There's a draw play as the guy's knocked down and picked up a 4, but they shifted again. The fullback leaned forward, but they didn't catch it.
Yeah, Vic Davis definitely moved. He's the one that got the ball and picked it up about 3 or 4 yards.
They'll give him about 3 yards down to the 35, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 8. Tony, did you see the lean by the fullback?
Yeah, he definitely leaned. I can't believe that the refs weren't able to catch that because definitely leaned. Listen, they missed a bullet on that one. It should be 3rd down and about 15.
Well, here you go. 3rd and 7 from their own 35. Say a prayer, Thomas County. Thompson in the shotgun. 2 men right, 2 men left, a man right beside him. There's the snap to him. He's going to take a drop back. He's got pressure. Across the middle, on the ground, incomplete. On the ground, incomplete, and the Dogs will punt. The Dogs will punt.
A little nervousness maybe there on Kevin Thompson because he definitely bounced that one to his wide receiver.
7:08 in the first half as the Jacket crowd comes up rocking again. Miranda and Duran will drop back to their 27 as Sean Johnson will drop back to punt for the Dogs. 4th and about 7. Johnson standing at about his own 21, waiting for the snap from Big Shannon Monroe. Here's the snap, good. Johnson will get his foot up under it. Good kick off that right side, a mile high. Duran calls a fair catch at the 15, fumbles it, dives on it, is rolling around down there, still rolling, and I think the Jackets may have landed on it at the 13. Oh my gosh.
That had to be the best punt we've seen all year.
A magnificent, booming 3-mile-high punt down to about the 14, but the Jacket defense holds, Tony Herring.
They certainly do. We've got to look real hard at that. The Jacket defense finally has stopped the offense of the Dogs. The line in the first few series that the Dogs had was just moving the ball on down the field, but now the Jackets have responded positively.
But what a great kick, pinning us down at about our 14-yard line. Ricky Stacy now down there with his back to the goal line. He'll be moving toward Jackson Street with Miranda wide right, Duran left, Clark and Cooksey behind him. Ricky looks a 5-man front over. He's going to take it this time, try to go right up the middle. That's Corey diving through there to about the 16.5. He picks up 2.5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and about, 7.5 from there. With 6:28 and counting down, 7-3 Jackets.
Randy, that was a 51-yard punt.
A magnificent hanging punt, too. Give Corey 3. It's going to be 2nd down. Well, actually about 2.5. It's going to be 2nd down and a short 8. As Miranda comes off the sidelines, Spud goes in with the play. Ricky brings him up. Clark and Cooksey behind him. A man left, Spud wide right. Looking a 6-man front over. Look at the Dogs. Ricky's going to take it this time. Try to go up the middle. That's Johnny Cooksey. 8 up in there after a pickup of about a yard. He gets to the 17 and no more. Johnny just ate up by those linebackers in there.
Is that a flag down there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, the inside running is tough on the Bulldogs.
Give him a pickup of a 1.5 yards, and again, a scary 3rd down situation here. 3rd and 6 from our own 17-yard line. We've got to get down to about the 23.5. Be careful down here. Ricky with Duran left, Miranda right, Clark and Cooksey behind him. 5-man front for the Dogs. Ricky is going to take it. Drop back. Look. Across the middle. Javica. He's got it at the 30. He's going to try to drive down to the 31. He's got the 1st down. He was wide open across the middle.
He certainly was, and he's such a big target because he's about 6'4", and he's a guy to pass to.
Give him a pickup of how many yards down there, Joey? They spotted at the
13.
Yeah, they spotted at the 31.
That's a 14-yard pass.
Right across the middle, Tony Herring. Great play.
I tell you, since the playoffs started, Randy, Jamaica's done a real good job. They've been hitting him. He's been a real fine target. You didn't see too much of that early on in the regular season, but since the playoffs started, Jamaica's really shown us that he can catch the ball up the middle.
Now from our 31, Ricky with Miranda left, Spud right. Cooksey and Clark behind him. He's going to take it. Run right side, look, try to run up the middle and be 8 up as he dives forward for about 4 yards. Ricky Stacy making the right decision as they had all the options covered, and he just dove up the middle and got about 4.
It looked to me like he was either one intending to do that.
There's a flag down there. Tony, did you see anything?
It looks like he's grabbing at it like it's going to be a face mask or a holding call.
No flag. It fell out inadvertently for about the 30th time tonight.
Yeah, but I thought he intended to run that ball the whole time because his pitch man didn't look like they was in position.
The Jackets backing up for some reason. They think that the penalty is going to be against him, but it's been waved off. Give Ricky 3.5 yards. Smart play. It'll be second down and a short 7. As Duran brings the play in off the sidelines. And listen to this bearded cheerleader. Ronald Roberts down there. With 4.5 and counting down in the first half, 7-3 Jackets. It's second down and a long 6. Ricky with 2 men left, a man right. He's going to take it this time. Try to go to Corey up the middle. Diving through there. Corey scrapping down to about the 39-yard line. Picks up about 5.5 yards. It's going to be about 3rd down and 2 from there. And a great run by Corey, scrapping for that yardage in there.
He sure was. That was hard running. Those 2 tough linebackers for the Bulldogs, Fred Hill and Monroe, are hard to run against. And he ran in a good position here, 3rd and less than 2.
Tony, they've got studs on that defense.
I was just wanting to echo Joey just then. Those linebackers are extremely strong, and they do a real good job of reading it. That's why they're able to back them up a little bit and put them back behind those tackles and defensive guards, and we can't get to them.
Big play, 3rd and a yard and a half with Corey and Cooksey behind Ricky. Ricky looks at it. He's going to take it this time, try to go up the middle. That's Corey. Busted out of there. 45. Oh! He almost got it. He got down to the 47, and he was a shoelace away from breaking it.
He sure did. He busted out the pack, and 31, Virgil Murray for the Bulldogs got a shoestring to pull him down.
And had to make it, Tony Herring, or Corey'd still be running.
That's right. I'm going to tell you something. You've seen that 2 or 3 times with Corey Clark running the ball. These linebackers are coming in real hard. If he ever does bust out of there, it's going to be green grass and goal lines then.
3.5 minutes and counting down, now less than that in this first half. 7-3 Jackets trying to mount a drive at our own 46. Miranda left, Duran right, Clark and Cooksey behind Ricky. Look at the Dogs in a 6-man front. Ricky changing the play. Looks that line over. He's going to take it, step straight back. Throw it over here. No, Duran, 45 to the 40. Drives down to the 38. How did he catch it? How did he catch it?
I don't know, because the quarterback went up for the interception. He took it away from him and came down on his feet and took off, and Monroe came over to make the tackle. Good catch by Duran Andrews.
Tony Herring, I knew it had been intercepted. How did he catch the ball?
Well, his feet came about 3 feet off the ground, Randy. Duran came so high up, he just was way ahead of the defender, way higher than the defender. When he came down, he rolled under him.
Spectacular to their 38 on the right sideline. Duran, and a man went up, and Duran came down with it. Ricky now from the Dog 38 looks at a 4-man front. He's going to take it this time, try to go to Corey. Hit in the middle and drives down to about the 36-yard line. Picks up about 3.5 yards in there, as there is now less than 3 minutes with 2:40, 2:39 and counting down here. Give Corey about 3 yards. It's going to be second down and 7.
Good blocking on that left side by Ron Diller and Jason Rogers. They knocked him off the ball about 3 yards. That's where the pack was when Corey got there.
What a spectacular play by Duran Andrews. Ricky flipped the ball to the right side. The defensive back had the position, and somehow Duran came down with it. Ricky with Clark and Cooksey behind him, a man right, 2 men left. 4-man front for the Dogs. Ricky is going to take it. Try to go to Corey up the middle, spinning around, driving backwards down there to the 32-yard line. He picks up about 5 yards. He actually gets to the 31.5. What a magnificent run backwards as the Jackets act like they want a timeout. And they'll take one. We'll take one too. 7-3. We'll take a break on Yellow Jacket football.
Senior running back, defensive back Corey Clark led the charge against Cairo in the 4th game of the season, piling up over 180 yards as the Jackets won 21-14 over the Makers.
to the Jackets' nest. 2:02 to go in the first half. Tony Herring and the offense trying to mount a drive. We've got a third and about 4 staring us in the face. What a big play.
It certainly is. And once again, you've got to give all kind of credit to the Thomasville defense, and particularly those linebackers who were coming in there real hard and just knocking, just kind of like a bowling ball, both of them coming in and just starting these big giant piles in there, and it's real tough for our powerful backs to get through there.
Ed Pilcher in there in the huddle talking to the offense. Tell you one thing, this thing has been a war so far.
Oh, it sure has. It's lived up to his billing. We got 2 downs here to get 4 yards, and I think you're going to see Coach Pilcher still continue to try to run up the middle at him, because we got to be able to use that.
I don't know how many times tonight you'll be able to see the crowd or hear us talk about it, but it is magnificent. Ricky Stacy with a man left, a man right. Clark and Cooksey behind him, 3rd and 4. From their 32, Ricky is going to take it, go to Johnny, dumping over the line down to the 28-yard line. He hurdles the line for the first down on the right side.
He sure did. He went airborne for those 4 yards.
He gets down to the 28-yard line. It should be a first down by about half a yard. 7-3, and I guess they want to measure. We'll take a quick break. Stay tuned. This is Yellow Jacket Football.
After losses to Doherty and Westover, the Jackets return to the winning side of the ledger with a 41-14 whipping of Albany's Indians.
First down for the Jackets, down at the dog 28. Ricky with a man left, a man right, 2 men behind him. He's going to take it this time. Drop back, look, across the middle. It's overthrown, almost intercepted. Miranda was all by himself at the 14-yard line, and Ricky overthrew everybody. And Sean Johnson, just like a big cat prowling back there, had it thrown too far behind him for him to make a move on it. He was the only man that had a chance at it, Joey.
Yeah, that was a poorly thrown pass by Ricky Stacy, but he had a couple of guys open there if he just could have hit him.
As he planted Tony Herring, his plant foot came out from under him, and he kind of fell as he was throwing it.
That's right. That's exactly what I was thinking then. He threw off of his heels, and it's real hard to throw off of your heels when you're backing up.
2nd and 10 from their 28.5. Corey and Cooksey behind Ricky. Miranda left. Jamaica wide right, and now a timeout going to be called, I believe, by Thomasville. And with that, we'll take a timeout too. 7-3 Jackets here on the Pride of Thomas County. This is Yellow Jacket Football.
The wet and cold of Cordele, Georgia could not slow down junior running back Johnny Cooksey as he ran for 273 yards and leading the Jackets to a 20-9 victory over the Crisp County Cougars.
Back to the Jackets' nest, 7-3. The blue and gold on top of the red and gold. And again, Joey, if you fit another person into this place, it may bust.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's this jam-packed to capacity and beyond.
Ricky will bring him up from their 28.5. And what a throng around the sidelines, too. Tony will come to you in a moment. Ricky with Duran and Miranda left. Jamaica right. Corey and Cooksey behind him. Looks a 5-man front over. Now Cooksey going in motion to the left side. He's going to take it. Throw it over here. Miranda. He's to the 25. Miranda trying to get by people to the 20. Down there to the 15. Miranda on the left side. And Joey, you called it during the break. Joey Holland looked at me and said, we got to get the ball in Miranda's hands, Tony Herring, and we just did.
An absolutely excellent call because they sent Johnny Cooksey over there in motion, and he was set up just right to throw that block to give Miranda the break.
And what a crushing block by Johnny Cooksey around on that left end to seal it off for Paul Miranda down to their 16-yard line with 1:36 to go in this first half.
That was a play we've run several times earlier in the year, just a quick little pass to Miranda before he ever takes off.
Oh, down there, there's 16 knocking on the door a little bit. The Jackets with Ricky Stacy bringing Spud wide right, Duran left. Clark and Cooksey behind him. 5-man front for the Dogs. Ricky's going to take it. Go to Johnny. No, Ricky keeps it up the middle. 10, Ricky, 5, touchdown! Touchdown! Ricky Stacy just faked it up the middle. They had to respect Johnny Cooksey, and Ricky just tucked it in and blasted up the middle for a touchdown.
The key to that play was his cutback. He cut back so hard, they had the linebackers pursuing. They just went right by him.
Well, not I want to count it yet. 13-3. 13-3. The all-important extra point. Again, say a prayer for Chris Roberts. This is all important. Spud Wilson to do the holding here. Oh, my. Waiting for the snap. There it is, good. Set down, kick up. It's good! 14-3, let's take a break on the pride of Thomas County. You got it. This is Yellow Jacket football.
Consistent offense and steady, tenacious defense was the story of the night as the Jackets returned to a muddy Yellow Jacket Stadium to defeat Lee County 35-8.
Back to the Jackets' nest. Tony Herring, this joint is rocking, and it's because of Ricky Stacy.
It certainly is. And I'm going to tell you something. Just one small battle in there you had to recognize. Ron Dillard laid Fred Hill down. And that's one of the things that helped Stacy make his cut and get in there.
Jamaica will be kicking off down there deep for them. Number 30, Carlton Denson. Jamaica kicking toward the highway. The Jackets up 14-3 with 90 seconds left in this first half. Jamaica up to the ball, gets his foot up under it. A squibbing kick, bounces, picked up by the Dogs, and drives down to the 42-yard line. Oh, it almost worked. Off the right side, Jamaica tried a squib kick. It bounced by the first line, and 42 for the Dogs. Leon Simmons came up with it and drove down to the 41.5. Oh, Tony, that almost worked.
It certainly did. What a gambling call by Coach Pilcher on that. Short clock. You're only looking at 1:23 left in the half. The field position wasn't so much of a concern. He was going to give it the shot.
Well, let's see what the defense can do here. As Thompson brings an eye up, a man right, a man left, 7-man front. The backers act like they want to blitz. Now they back up into a 5-man front. Thompson is going to take it, run up the middle. Danny Jones to the 50, drives down to about the 48-yard line. He gets about 11 yards, but I think, yeah, he got the first down. Is there some jawing going on in there?
It was that Cleve Walker on the tackle, but that's that sprint draw that the Bulldogs love to run, and they've had success against us in the past on that play.
Well, with 1:09, we need to defend our goal line. They're down to our 48.5. It's a gain of about 10 yards. They're on our side of the 50 now. Thompson in a shotgun with 2 men right, 2 men left. 4-man front for the Jackets. He kicks his leg. There's the snap. He's going to drop back all sorts of time. Looks, now he's got pressure. He's dropped! Andre Williams at the 44 as the clock runs. Thompson trying to get him up to the line. Andre just leg whipped him. Took his legs out from under him. And now it's second down and about 20. Thompson will go up to the line with 2 men right, 2 men left, 5-man front. Looks that line over from his own 44 now. Long count, he's going to try to take it, run up the middle. Draw play, 8 up in there. The Swarm eats up 44, Nick Davis, after a pickup of 2 with 26 seconds and counting down. The Swarm eats him up in the middle of the field after a pickup of 2 with 18 seconds and counting down. The Dogs may let it count down and take one shot toward the end zone.
The play before that, Randy, he did have all time back there before Andre Williams finally cut through and cut his legs out from under him, but he had time to pass.
Thompson brings him up with 4, 3, 2, 1. He does not get it off. The half ends right there, 14-3. Let's go into the half, leading the Dogs in the AAA State Championship. This is Yellow Jacket football.